A pedestrian bridge has collapsed in Perth. Let's have a look. Good evening everyone, I'm Florian Heiser, Stein in hand, and I thought tonight we'd have a look at a bridge collapse in Perth. Now, this type of thing is sadly becoming maybe a little bit more common in Australia, but it's pretty rare here in Australia generally. You don't hear these type of things too often. Fortunately, no one was injured. Here's the image after the bridge that's collapsed, and they'd identified, so they'd shut off the bridge. The building managers had shut off the bridge after identifying these cracks, or seeing these cracks appear on the building. So you can have a look here. Here's the, looks like, yeah, the element of the bridge that's cracking off here. So down at the bottom there, it's starting to come off. You can see here how it's all just, boom, fallen down. And this is a bridge that people use on a daily basis. And let's have a look at some footage here. I'll bring that up. See it falling down? And there you go. You can get an appreciation of the damage and what's happened there. Now they've shut down the bridge and they've shut down other bridges in this building. And let's read through this article to get a bit more of an understanding about what's happening. So, no concrete answer for Perth CBD bridge collapse. This is written by Sarah Stegler from the West Australian. So, more than 24 hours after a heavily used footbridge collapsed in the Perth CBD, the cause behind its dramatic destruction is still unclear. An engineer from the Department of Mines is currently investigating why the pedestrian bridge connecting the Alluvion building and the Westralia Square crumpled on Monday afternoon. However, a concrete answer as to the cause could still be several days away. Concrete answer. I guess, you know, they need to think of a title. I mean, it's very fortunate that no one here was injured. Now, could you imagine walking across that bridge? But it's good that they shut it off beforehand. So, you know, the people who were responsible for the building acted responsibly. Building Compliance Director Sandy Randall today confirmed 2 similar walkways in the area had been closed as a precaution, despite there being no information indicating structures by the same builder should be closed. Well, yeah, that's, I think, just a precautionary measure, honestly, because people will be scared. People will be scared walking over these bridges. I've not come across an incident like this before in Perth, which is why I tend to think it's probably a one-off event, she said. It could have been a much different outcome. Yes, yeah, she's definitely right there, and it does seem like a rare thing. I mean, have a look here. So, while the weight of the link bridge could not be confirmed, its very young age drew immediate alarm. Ah, okay. Buildings should last a lot longer than 9 years. Okay, so it's only 9 years old and it's collapsed. Okay, what does everyone think in the comments before we read any more, or before we hear, you know, I'll do other videos on this if I get more information. Before we hear, what do you think it is? Do you think it's a design issue? Maybe settlement issues in the building? Maybe some work around? Or shoddy construction? Let me know your idea in the comments. Generally speaking, you would expect a structure of that nature to withstand the test of time. I think 9 years is probably indicative that there's been some sort of failure in engineering or construction somewhere. Yes. She added that the ridge builder's identity has yet to be confirmed, but stressed it was very unlikely other builders with a similar design or age were at risk. Now, that's an interesting thing that they haven't confirmed that information. I have a friend who is looking at purchasing a building and they can't find the certificate of classification. So they need to, you know, search through council and other sources. Often this information is hard to come by. I would argue there's almost a market to have an independent online repository of this type of information, the builder, the certification, the certificates, even the construction drawings, that people who need to get access to it can get access to it. And I know that was mentioned in the Sherwill Gold report. That's just giving access to this information, particularly for buyers and people who are interested in these buildings. And this just brought it to memory again, that idea. It's a good opportunity for building maintenance officers to carry out some proactive maintenance checks just to be certain they're not suffering the same problems in the future, Ms. Randall said. The engineer is looking through the plans and what's left of the structure because what we are mostly concerned about is that there is nothing there that's perhaps systematic in nature, and we want to rule out the possibility that other structures may be vulnerable. Miss Randall said the City of Perth should be investigating the incident as it was primarily their responsibility to make sure the standards are applied. The permit authority that issues the building permit are the principal bodies for ensuring that building standards are complied with, she said. Well, we've seen how dodgy that usually is. Today, a City of Perth spokesman said it was not involved as the bridge was on private land. Yeah, see, that's the thing. All the councils and the building certifiers will stamp it, and they'll defer to other responsible parties. It's the responsibility of the builder to follow the documentation that was provided to the builder, and it was the responsibility of the documentation to meet the requirements of the design based on the information provided to the design team. So the structural engineer, if they had all the information accurately, they should have done a good job. So my instincts tells me maybe some dodgy building. I don't know, maybe cutting some corners somewhere 9 years ago. You know, the boom was going pretty busy in Perth. What do you think? It's not the city's responsibility to carry out periodical building inspections unless buildings are a city-owned asset, they said. The other walkways accessing the Alluvion building were today reopened after structural engineers gave the green light. Exclusion zones will remain in place to the area directly impacted by the incident while investigations continue and remedial works are facilitated, a spokesman for building manager JLL said. So guys, let's have a look at that footage again. Here, we'll restart this. We'll have a look. Let's see this collapse. Just hang on. We'll pause in there where they zoom in. So how was this constructed? So it looks like the concrete here has come off. Well, it's cracked obviously here, snapped off. That looks like it was load bearing or taking some load. Interesting. If there are any engineers watching, please add your 2 cents. You know, what theories do you have that would cause this? I mean, they're lucky that no one was caught in it. And it's a small bridge, and it's a rare thing to happen. You can see all the glazing that came down. I mean, what was that span? That span wouldn't be too big. But, you know, props to the building, you know, managers, the Perth Rangers who identified the cracks originally. You know, good work that they caught all of this. That this was caught beforehand. You know. So look, there's still elements standing here. So that's a lightweight construction there coming off. Is that glazing in there? Can we see? So is that the glazing coming down, and this half of the bridge fell down. So is it all lightweight constructed? And then it came down here. So it looks like maybe there's this here was the element that failed, but then again it could have failed there too. Well, there's only so much assumptions we can make based on this. We'll have a look at the cracking here. So here you go, look there, you can see right there, that's the bit there that's snapped off. So if we go, I'll overlay this one here, you can see, we'll just, once we zoom in. So this here is, as you can see in the still there from the video, that's the element that snapped off, and we can see it down here below already starting to crack here. So, you know, how much load was placed on there? Was that sufficient? Was there additional movement? Were there extra people walking over the bridge? Maybe was there an event there that caused additional load? Was there movement in the building? You know? So is this, if we have a look here, this one here as well, hang on. This here, is that another view from that angle? It looks like it, doesn't it? Yeah, so that's coming down there. So this here, that is the weak point. Okay, that's interesting. Interesting, because there's a fair bit of weight in it. So guys, I mean, there's only so much we can sell from this. It'll be interesting to see the engineer's report. I mean, that's a lot of structure to be supported here, and you can see the weakness that's happened. I mean, we can be very happy that no one got injured, that no one was underneath the bridge, and that they caught it beforehand. But guys, please let me know what you think. Like, share, and subscribe to see my daily videos. If you'd like to support the channel, I do have a subscribe star, and I'll just put that up there. Also, check out the freedommap.com.au. I'll be doing a Freedom Friday, hopefully on Friday this week, maybe Saturday, and updating it with all the information and submissions that you're giving. But guys, thank you all very much for joining me for tonight's episode, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.